All right, so today we're going to be doing a demo of our SASE solution. So basically, we're going to be actually talking about our solution that involves SASE for remote works. Before, I would like to start with what is the SASE term. So basically, SASE means Secure Access Service Edge. So we, Cisco, have a solution that we provide to our customers to basically provide that security that customer needs for their remote workers. So I'm gonna now that we already did the review about what is SASE, and I talk about all the umbrella components that basically give life to that, SASE solution, I would like to show you a demo of that specific solution. So I have a recorded demo, and I would like to walk you through that demo so you can see how our remote worker solution works and how we provide that premium experience with SASE for our customers. So before I start, I would like to first show you how the remote workers can have access to their apps using a VPN-less experience. So we're gonna go through that demo, and then we're gonna show you how they can have exactly the same type of access and security with a VPN experience. So let's click on play and let's go ahead and show the demo. So as you can see here, I'm connected, right, with our umbrella solution, right? And here, as you can also see, I have AMP enabled. So I have an AMP module, and that's basically our secure endpoint solution. So I'm already connected with umbrella, and I am actually providing that level of security to umbrella. As you can see here, we are actually protected for for a DNS perspective. So we are providing DNS security, and we are also sending all our web traffic through our security internet gateway. So all the traffic that is going through your computer is going to be actually going through the umbrella internet gateway solution as well. If we actually go ahead and click on a browser and we actually browse a website, let's say Wikipedia, yeah, we can actually browse that website without any problem. But then if we try to go to, let's say, that website that is marked here, and I click actually on that website, then the traffic is going to be blocked by umbrella, right? So we are actually blocking that traffic, and we are not going to be allowing a user to access a website that has actually malware, or it has actually some sort of DNS that we are actually protecting against. So if we go then and want to see a report, we can actually see in real time that report, and from that specific user, and we can see what kind of categories they're actually related to. What was the internal IP that tried to actually go to that website, and what was the external IP, what application, and what date and time actually they went to that specific website, and that is also provided in real time, right? We can also do actually block based on tenant, right? So if we have access to even some SaaS applications, we can actually define who can access and who cannot access, right? Specific applications. So in this case, as you can see, I'm trying to log in to my Office 365 environment, my personal Office 365 environment, but we actually define that nobody that has corporate access can use that SaaS services, right? Through your basically laptop, right, from the company. But we can then say, okay, if you're using actually Office 365 for a work perspective, and you're trying to access your corporate environment, you're going to be able to access that corporate environment. Now here, we went into the first step, and we actually log in with our username and password. And then the second step, as you can see here, and you saw on the screen, is that we're going to be actually authenticating using MFA with dual security. So first step was to actually put our username and password for a corporate username, and then second step was to basically allow that authentication using multi-factor, right? Authentication with dual security. Here in this screen, you can see that there are some compliance that we are not actually 100%, ready with what the company is requiring. So we can see here that BitLocker is not enabled. So if BitLocker is not enabled, that can be a security risk and one of the compliance that we are not agreeing with the company. But we can see all that reporting through dual trusted, and we can see what some of those compliance that basically the user doesn't have. In this case, even though he's not 100% ready and he doesn't have all the security features that we are requiring to allow the user to authenticate, we are still allowing that endpoint to access the network, and we are still allowing them to join. But we can see from a reporting perspective what is the status and health of the device, and what kind of actions we can actually take in case the device is not in compliance with the security requirements. Then if we go ahead and click and see and access our email, right? When we access our email, we can actually see all our emails, and we can even see the files that are being sent to us. If we try to download that file, we now are going to see that our secure endpoint solution app actually blocked that file, and it has been treated quarantine because we detected malware on that specific file that was actually downloaded. So we now saw here with this example, when we access our corporate email, how we can actually scan any file that we download on our computer, and how we can actually take action in case there's malware detected, right? So that is pretty good because it's actually providing also security to your files and to your computer, just in case any malware is detected that you're trying to download. Now we're going to see another pretty good example of how we can also access any private application, any web application that we have on the corporate network, and that we want to use to basically access to, in case we need to do any sort of work with those web application, and that's going to be with actually dual network gateway. So basically I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that specific application, web application that I have access to, and then through that specific application, even without having VPN connectivity, now I can access that specific web app that I have, and I can still work remotely without doing VPN to that specific web app, and I can enable all the web apps that I have internally on my corporate environment, so I can access them using dual network gateway. If we keep moving on now, and we keep going through the demo, now we're going to see another particular demo, very important. This is basically in order to provide another level of security and also protect our remote workers from malware. So in the first case, you saw how from an email that you received, you download a file that actually was compromised with malware. But now we want to be able to stop actually any malware that is being detected, right? So now our users don't need to be downloading those malwares. Now we can detect them with our umbrella SASE solution, and then we can basically start doing scanning, start detecting malware, and block those malware even before we download it. So now here in this example, you can see how a malware you actually was detected, and how we can block that one from being downloaded. If we now go click here on umbrella, and we see which kind of malware have been detected and blocked, from an Office 365 perspective, but also from a WebEx team perspective. In case somebody share a file with you, you can actually see which file has been detected, what kind of public signature and description is associated to that specific malware that has been detected. Now we're going to show you a pretty good example of having access to your, with your client VPN, right? So the good thing about using your client VPN, right, is that now when you log in to the computer and you actually launch your, VPN, right? Now you are connected, with your VPN. You can set up different policies. In this case, the policy that we have actually set up is that the remote worker, or in this case, the client, is the VPN connectivity is always on. So actually, the VPN is as soon as he connect, to the VPN, he cannot actually disconnect from the VPN. So the status is always on, always connected, right? And you can actually see here how the client is connected. The cool thing about this is that you can do actually split tunnel. So you can have some apps that can actually go through directly through the tunnel, and other apps that doesn't need to go through the tunnel. So you can define what type of traffic you actually want to be able to route through the tunnel. If you click here now on route details, you can see how that is actually changing dynamically. So what kind of routes are being actually going through the tunnel and whatnot. So that actually is changing dynamically. And then if we click here on client access application and we close that, then we can actually start accessing any applications that we want to go through, right? Our corporate environment, because now we have access to our corporate environment, and we can access any applications that are part of our corporate environment, right? And that is actually the end of the demo, and I just want to show you guys how that demo looks like for our remote workers. Thank you very much.